Hello, in this demo application I will show you how you can work with input validation with Laravel Livewire. I will create an input field where we can put in an email address for a user and validate that field. So the first thing we do is creating an input field of the type email, and we give it a submit button, so we can call a backend action on it to validate that input. So what will we do? We will check the email address for a user. So I create a public property user for this, and we will add validation rules. So we need a protected rules set, which validates the user.email, and that email needs to be required, and it has to be an email. Okay, this is our first backend part. Now we could submit this form or this input element to the backend and validate it, but because this is a Laravel Livewire tutorial, I will bind it directly to a Livewire property. So I will bind this email field to the user.email. We will give it a try. So when I type in an email or something, you see that there is a call to our backend where we can put some logic to this email field. I don't want to send this field value each time I type, so I will defer it. Deferring, that means that the value will only be sent, if I need to refresh, the value will only be sent when I want it to do. So I will defer, I will only send it when an action occurs. So I will create an action, I will create a click action on this button, and I will call the save method when I click it. So we have to create a public function save, and when I save, the value of my user's email will be updated. I will show the value of that user's email. Okay, so now when I refresh, nothing happens when typing, but when I save, I see the value of that email. Now I want to validate it, so this validate, and I want to show my errors in the front end. So what can I do? I can check for an error on that email field and show the message for that error. When I test it now and I save, the user email field is required. When I type in a value and it's not an email address, you see that the user's email must be a valid email address. So this is the base validation, but we can apply some styling with this magic. I've created a little demo for that. I've prepared it and I'll explain it. So I copy paste some demo. Okay, this is a tailwind approach. So when I refresh and I put in a string, the user email must be an email address, get an exclamation mark. If I type in nothing, the user email field is required. How does this work? So, well, when an error occurs on error user email, we apply some additional styling. So no JavaScript here. The only thing we do is adding additional styling when this error occurs. The same for the exclamation mark. The exclamation mark only comes when that error occurs. And also the same for the paragraph tag with the message in it. So this can be applied for all our validation logic in forms, and You can see I haven't written any JavaScript, and it's very, very neat and reactive. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.